This week, the game Punk Pumpkins Up as they discuss Halloween 2019, snow, and who has crab. All this and more on this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Ooh, so good. Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We are good for your ears. I'm Dan. You can find me at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me at Gone to the Snow Dogs and Snow Dogs Vlogs.
And again, here we are in the basement in a little town called Alpena, Michigan. Far, far away from LA, where I'm from.
Yeah, but you have to go back there today.
I do. Otherwise, I'm going to turn into an Alpenian.
You'll turn into a snowball.
Yes. Almost. It's been so much fun. I've lost track of how many days I've been here. It's well over a week.
Yeah, I think this is officially day 9?
Yes.
9 days.
9 days, and I love it here.
You win, Dan.
I know.
I have never stayed 9 days in California.
Think I have what it takes to live in this town?
I don't know. I think you'll get made fun of a lot.
That's all yeah. Pretty much everybody makes fun of me.
But we all make fun of you, like, not, like, in a mean way.
No, just like, oh my gosh, you're from LA.
Yeah, you're from LA.
You're from LA and tacos.
But have you noticed, like, even when anybody has been, willing to make fun of you, it's also been like, let me explain this to you. It's never been like they make fun of you and walk away. It's always like, let me laugh at you for not knowing what a pontoon boat is.
Oh, man. Let's see. He's like, you know what a pontoon boat is? And I spoke up quickly. I said, oh, yeah, it's that boat with that little fan on the back. And then I immediately see their face of like, this is why I'm not from LA. Like, this is like, they're so glad that they're not from LA. But everybody's been super nice. Everybody's been really cool.
Yeah, you met a lot of my friends this time around.
Now I've met all of them now.
Yeah, I think so. I think throughout the 9 days with carving pumpkins, you've pretty much met everybody that we hang out with on a normal basis.
Yeah, your crew's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've known most of them for as long as, if not longer, than I've known Jamie.
Yeah. That is so
We all went
crazy.
to high school together. Yeah.
So much history. I love that about you guys, though. You guys share everything from when you were children.
Small town life.
It is, huh? It is. But I enjoy it here. Right now, when we were sitting in the basement, it was snowing outside. But when I say snowing, it was like dandruff in the air. I don't know. I'm used to it raining a lot and then snowing. And then this time, it's just snowing.
It was like little. It wasn't even. I guess it was light snow.
It was really light snow, just like I don't know, like it looked like little bugs in the air, just flying around. Yeah. I thought that was cool. I'd never seen that before.
You experienced multiple different types of snow.
We did. We'll get to that for sure. So when we left off last time, we were in the midst of carving pumpkins.
Yep.
Which my pumpkin arm's strong. It's like Popeye. I have one big pumpkin arm and another little deflated spaghetti noodle arm. It was cool. So we managed to carve all the pumpkins.
Yeah, we ended up with exactly 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up losing a lot to rot before and then we lost one the day of as we were setting up. So we lost quite a few, but somehow we managed to pull off exactly 100.
There was casualties.
Yeah, pumpkin
And there was a little bit of panic. At one point, you looked at me and you're like, we're not going to get these all done. I'm like, yeah, we are. And I was going to double fist pumpkin carve. I'm like, just watch me go.
And then Chris and Trisha showed up, and Chris, like, what did he do, like 6 in one night?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, we're here, it's 8 o'clock at night, and Halloween's tomorrow, but we're just going to carve like crazy people.
Pumpkin carving time. And they did. They busted out some pumpkins.
Yeah, that was their plan. That's what they did last year, too. They show up at the last minute, and they save us.
They come for cleanup.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, it's Chris and Trisha from Sushi and Runt.
Yes. They were fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
We hung out with them for a few days here. So we got all the pumpkins carved. We set up all the boards. We set up the talking pumpkin light. We had it all dialed in, and then it's time to bring all the pumpkins out. And it's in and out of bringing pumpkins. We have a stop motion video of that somewhere.
In the rain.
Yes, in the rain. So it starts raining, and I'm a little nervous because here's how it goes. You put all the pumpkins out there, right? You try to put them in thematic order. You know, I try to put my White Claw pumpkin out where everybody could see it. And you have to drill holes in the back to light them up. I don't know if they were going to use candles or those little LED lights that you turn on and put them in there, but nope, they drill holes in the back of the pumpkins. They shove Christmas lights in there, but not like the Christmas lights kids know, old school Christmas lights with real screw-in bulbs.
Yep.
Yeah, so holes were drilled. I was surprised because it's raining and we're just using power tools out there. I don't know how we're not getting shocked. Some of the bulbs...
You got lucky.
Right? Some of the strands have no bulb in there, depending how far apart each one of those pumpkins are spaced. So Greg and I were doing that for a while. We were out there for a while.
Yeah, about an hour. Took about an hour. It usually takes every year. It usually takes about an hour to get that set up.
Yeah, and you guys will see this in future vlogs. And I was out there freezing. It was the first day I was actually really cold. And then I look over, and trick-or-treating's just starting to happen, because I guess out here you guys have trick-or-treat hours, which is really crazy.
Yeah.
So trick-or-treating's starting to happen, and I look over, and there's this girl, 15, 16, in a skirt, no jacket,
No leggings.
with her boyfriend, brother, I don't know who she was with, and they were trick-or-treating, and they walked by, and I'm like, aren't you cold? And they just kind of looked at me like, don't talk to me, old man. And they just kept on walking, and I just watched them walk up the street. It's raining. It's not snowing, but it's like ice.
It wasn't snowing yet. It was like trying really hard.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, like when trick-or-treating started, all I could think of was just let it snow, because it's going to be so much better for the kids. Because the rain is just, it's rain. You're wet immediately. At least when it's snow, like if it's a fluffy snowflakes, you could just like kind of brush it off. You don't get soaked so quickly.
Right.
So I was hoping for snow.
Blew my mind. We didn't get shocked. We put all the lights on the pumpkins, plugged into the strands in the wet, and they all lit up, and it was great. So we have all the pumpkins set up out there, and now it's time for some of the people to come by. Lots of cars, lots of traffic jams, lots of people in brodozers all lined up to listen to the music.
I think that you saw more people at my house than you did anywhere else. We went in Alpena.
Yeah, that was the only time I ever seen a crowd was actually at your house. And I don't know if we talked about it or not. I'm not sure where we left off last time, but the news reporters came to your house to do a news clip on there.
Yep.
We might have covered that last time. I'm not quite
Yeah,
sure.
I don't remember.
think so.
I don't remember.
I don't think they were out there yet. So the one lady came out there with the camera, and you were on the news.
Yep, we got that too.
I really wanted you to say, I like turtles, but
I didn't do that.
That didn't happen. So people started coming by, and it was cool because you try to like keep an eye on your favorite ones. You know, my Pittsburgh Penguins hockey pumpkin was next to your Detroit Red Wings pumpkin.
Yeah, because the Detroit Red Wings are better.
So every time a kid would come by or an adult would come by and be like, "Oh, look at the Red Wing ones! Red Wing pumpkin." I'd slip in and go like, "Yeah, but that Pittsburgh pumpkin's pretty nice too, huh?" And everybody just looks at me like, "Who in the what?" I'm like, "Oh man!" Every time I would hear somebody, I'd be standing at the edge of the garage where the heat was at, and somebody would just mention something about the Detroit pumpkin. I'd run out there and be like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool." But what about these guys over here? This pumpkin.
But Michiganders are hardcore about our. We're very proud of our teams that represent. Unless you're in the UP. If you're in the UP, you can't root for the Lions. You have to root for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, too far up there.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. People like the White Claw pumpkin.
And the Y'all Need Jesus pumpkin.
The Y'all Need Jesus pumpkin won.
Yeah, I think that, and that Kit Kat pumpkin.
Yes, the one that Chris did.
Yeah, that I heard a lot about the Kit Kat pumpkin, a lot about the White Claw, and a lot about the Y'all Need Jesus.
Yes.
I mean, I heard things about like, look, there's Disney characters, and look, but like those were the ones I think that stood out the most.
Yes, over and over.
Yeah,
those ones stood out the most. So I was happy that the White Claw made it through the end of the night.
Oh, the Hydro Flask pumpkin was another one.
The Hydro Flask pumpkin logo was good too. Yes, that's right. That one was pretty cool.
We hit our target age markets with the pumpkins. We're like, we need to hit those TikTok. We had a TikTok pumpkin. But
yes, we did. I did hear people say, "Oh, look, it's TikTok."
Yeah, I didn't hear that very much, but they seem to know everything else.
So it's getting evening. It's starting to get a little dark, and then it starts snowing.
Yeah.
It starts really snowing. Not California Dan snowing. It's for real started snowing.
Big white fluffy flakes. And it started snowing, but it snowed for like an hour at least before it started accumulating.
Yeah, before it started sticking.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's still kids out there trick-or-treating.
In the snow.
In the snow with their costumes on with no more or less jackets than I would have. It was crazy. It was crazy. But it was cool to see the trick-or-treaters that would come by. So we had this table set up right at the edge of the garage so you could come and get your candy and check out the pumpkins. And a lot of the costumes are so much different than the costumes we have in California. A lot of homemade costumes.
Yes.
A lot of Freddy Kruegers that were homemade.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I think here a lot of like grandparents tend to really get into the holiday and they make stuff for their kids. I mean, my dad made my nephew a tractor out of a wagon.
That was cute.
My nephew went as a farmer in a John Deere tractor, and we'll have to put a photo of that up.
Of course,
for everybody to see. Yeah,
yeah. There was a lot of homemade costumes. There was a lot of It costumes. There was a lot of kids that were dressed up as like, I don't know, just homemade versions of store bought. Like stuff wasn't really store bought.
No, a lot of it. Like we saw the jellyfish.
Jellyfish,
which was
cute,
really cool.
Which was an umbrella.
Yep. And there was the mermaid. That mermaid costume was homemade.
That was homemade as well.
Yeah. So
stuff you could buy at the store, but you guys choose not to.
Yeah.
Not many masks.
No, you can't. It's not something you really want to wear up here because you just with the weather. I think it's more difficult. And you also notice that not a lot of people had their face painted.
No.
Because it's raining.
Yeah, I already saw a couple cold kids. Mostly the kids just, weathered the weather pretty good.
We went through $120 worth of candy.
Yeah, I have 40 of that's in my stomach.
Right.
I ate a lot of candy that night. So I'm standing there, and then there's this like dude in shorts. He's just standing there literally in shorts, and it's snowing. And I'm like, what's your deal? Like, I need to know your story. So the ground starts getting covered with white. The pumpkins are still lit up.
Yep.
People are still coming. Nothing's really slowing down too much as far as that goes. And everybody loved the pumpkins.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people came and thanked you.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that a lot. A lot of people want to, come up and thank us for doing it. And even though it was cold and rainy and snowing, we had a pretty good turnout for the weather being as bad as it was.
Yeah, we had hot chili.
Well, yeah, my mom always makes chili. We usually have a couple things of chili, and everybody that's helped during the week comes over to see the display, and then we set everything up in the basement. It's like, if you helped and you're here, come get warm, and we do chili in the basement.
Man, we didn't make any hot toddies.
Oh, no, we didn't.
No, it's too late. We should have had one of those.
Yeah, that would have been good Halloween night when we were cold.
Yeah, instead we had the claw.
Yeah, right. And we had chili and white chicken chili.
We had chili and white chicken chili. Your mom sat there and sold that chili. Hey, Dan, you should try this one. I was already trying to pour some like red chili. She's like, you should try this one. She made good chili.
Yeah,
it was really good. So
you ate a lot of food while you were here.
I ate a lot of food while I was here. I just kept shoving it in my mouth.
We're like, try this.
It in my mouth. Yes.
I have hot, spicy, pickled bologna upstairs if you want to try it before you go.
Yeah, I do. So far, I've loved everything pickled.
Yeah.
Everything that you guys have pickled here is good. So if you don't like something at home, try pickling it, because you might be able to get it down afterwards. Right. Yeah, we had pickled everything. So yes, I definitely want to eat the pickled bologna before we go. So the rest of Halloween night was like this. It was just getting colder and snowier, and we would go inside the garage a little bit, and we'd come back out and hand out candy. And there was enough of us going around that everybody just kind of took shifts and did stuff.
That's usually how it works out every year, because it does get cold. You just kind of got to take turns doing that.
Yes. So nobody got electrocuted.
Yay!
It was actually a pretty good success.
Yeah, I think it turned out really good. I really do.
Yeah, it was a success. So we go inside. It's close to midnight.
Yeah, it was about 11 o'clock when I finally. Normally I stay out all the way till midnight because we run the show from 5 to midnight, and normally I toughen it out and I will stay out there the whole time. But it was pretty cold and snowing, and so I kind of was like, well, I guess I wanted to come in, one, because I wanted to get more pictures of Kira, because this was officially Kira's very first snowfall.
Yes.
So at one point in time, Jamie grabbed me and he's like, you got to come back here. And I ran out in the backyard and he let the dogs out so that I could film Kira in her first snowfall.
She did not want to come back in. And as soon as she came back in, she was wanting back out.
Yep.
She was so happy back there. She was just running laps.
Yeah, she was having a great time. She was trying to catch snowflakes at first. She tries to catch moths at night. Mm-hmm. And so I think she just thought all the snowflakes were moths.
Oh, right. Just not rewarding.
I can eat all of these, but they taste better.
She was probably just as excited as I was for snow.
Yeah, easily, yes. Yeah, you guys had about the same excitement level.
And I'm excited at this point. Big, huge, fluffy flakes of snow. It's quiet out there. It's just coming down. I was running around out there, and I go flop on the bed around midnight.
Yeah, it was just after midnight. We shut everything down. Jamie had his pajamas on. And then I think you were getting ready to go to bed because you were already in the bedroom. And Chris and Trisha were already getting ready to go to bed. And Jamie and I are standing at the table in the dining room. And he looks out the window and there's all this beautiful snow. And he looks at me and he goes, we should go for a Jeep ride. Yeah. And I, for a half a second, thought he was kidding. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, it's going to be so pretty out there. We should go. And I'm like, game on, let's go.
So back of the car we go. It's after midnight. Yeah. It's time to go Jeeping. And here's the thing. People. They don't show you at home when you see stuff happen, like when you see snow and weather in the movies. They don't tell you that the snow lands on the trees, and then the trees just start falling from the sky. Big, huge branches. Not like little branches, huge branches. So I can see that the snow is starting to weight everything down.
Trees it was very wet, heavy snow, so it was really pulling on the branches.
And all you guys did was threaten the power outages. The power's going to go out. How come the power hasn't gone out yet? And I'm like, but I need power to live. Like, what do you mean no power? Like,
you just plug in the generator and wait till it comes back on.
Oh my gosh! So I was like concerned about that. So we get in the car, and then we start going out into, I don't know, whatever trail you guys took me on.
We went down Piper Trail, and the snow from the roof of my car had slid down onto the hood, and I wanted to get it cleaned off so we would have a better view from in the car. So I think I said something that we should clean that off, and you volunteered. Because I didn't say, Dan, get out there and go clean that off. You volunteered to get out of the Jeep in the dark, in the woods, in the snow, to get the snow off the
Right. And
hood.
I'm a little nervous because when you look down the road, it's just headlights. Because we're on a forest trail.
Yeah.
And it's like Sleepy Hollow in there. It's just like all death looking, but there's snow on everything and everything's bent down.
Yep.
And I hear cracking, I hear snow falling, noises that I don't know what they are. So I slowly get out. I'm a little nervous because I'm waiting for the tree to fall down. Because one time in California, a palm tree fell in the dude's car while he was driving. So I'm like all afraid of that. So I'm looking around. I'm going to get the snow off the car. I start getting the snow off the hood of the car. And all I hear is like, or something that effect.
That's about what
it was.
It
an animal. And it was coming from behind me. And it was going to eat me. It wasn't even going to eat me. It was just going to pull me apart. It was just going to pull my limbs off, and then it was going to get bored with me, paw me around a little bit. You guys were going to take off, and I was going to be dead.
You even left my windshield wiper pointing straight out and just jumped back in the car.
Yep, I could just see the news report. California kid gets lost in Michigan and dies. No surprise. News at 11.
And what was that creepy noise you heard?
So I run back into the car, and I go, oh my gosh, I heard something. And I was waiting for you guys to make fun of me, and then Chris Erickson's like, I heard it too. I'm like, oh my gosh, you heard it too? And then I was like, dude, well, I don't even know what the heck that was. I'm not going back out there. And then he was like, dude, that was me. I'm like, no way. I hate all of you guys. So I hop back out. You guys are all in the car dying. The windows are fogging up from laughing so much.
I couldn't stop laughing.
You guys got me good on that one.
It was so funny.
I heard it echoing from behind me. I don't know if it was Slender Man.
He rolled his window down
what.
on his side, so that's why you heard that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I thought a Yeti was gonna get me. The ones from those meat stick commercials.
The abominable snowman.
Oh yeah, even that. One of those things was gonna get me. So it was gonna be Scuzzlebutt.
Yeah, right.
With Patrick Duffy for a leg. So that was excitement. I went back out. I cleared it off. I was still a little nervous because I still don't know what's coming for you.
And then I teased you and told you I was going to leave you in the woods.
And then you took off. Yeah, you took
I did.
off the road. I'm like, oh, that was good.
I'm like, you know what's worse than being scared by somebody? Getting left behind.
Getting left behind. Oh, it was really pretty, but it was really eerie because we didn't know if anything was going to fall down.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. We got to go...
Are you jumpy, Dan?
Oh my gosh, I am jumpy right now. Something clicked in the room that we're at. I don't know, there's like Boilermakers or something
the
down
boiler.
here. But I'm all nervous from a story I was going to tell, and then it clicked on and I jumped. Oh my gosh. So we're riding around in the car, and then we get out of the forest finally. After we got stuck.
Yeah, we did.
We got
We
stuck,
didn't get
and I'm
stuck.
like, oh,
we almost got stuck.
We almost got stuck. I'm like, oh, we're done. And then Jamie's like, do this, and then you did it. We were out. But
Yeah,
for a
because I
while
was
there-
driving.
For a while there, we were totally stuck, guys. I'm like, well, I guess this is it. I'm gonna come to you live from the last time in some bush. I don't even know where the heck we were at. So we did that. We hit a parking lot. You tried to do donuts.
It didn't work because the snow wasn't frozen enough.
Yeah, but then we were going up people's streets, and they're big, huge trees. Like, not the, 5-year-old trees, but, the 20, 40, 50-year-old trees.
Yeah.
There were, sort of some trees down on the street.
Yep, big branches that had snapped.
Yeah, so...
They had no power where we saw that big branch down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So right away, the temperature just turns on a dime. I mean, as soon as it's midnight, it's just time for it to be Christmas here.
Yep.
And it snowed a lot. It snowed all night long.
Yeah, so our record snowfall from that day was originally set in 1934, and it was 0.3 inches, and we broke the record, and we got 3.4 inches of snow. So that's not like we broke the record by a little tiny bit. We broke the record. We got 3.4 inches of snow on Halloween.
Yes. It was so cool. So we go to bed. We get home. We go to bed after we go jeeping we were out for a while.
Yeah.
Jeeping takes an hour or so.
Yeah. Yeah, we were out about an hour.
About an hour or so.
Yep.
So we go to bed, wake up the next morning, and I can immediately see that the house is brighter on the inside because everything's white from snow. So I get dressed. I go run outside.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm like, I'm going to make a snowdan.
You know, almost the entire time you were doing that, we were watching you from the window.
I did not. I was out there living my best life, making a snowdan. There's videos of it up on our Facebook page.
Yeah, and your Instagram.
My Instagram. I posted it pretty much everywhere. So I set up my GoPro. I started making a snowdan. It was so rewarding. The snow just like sticks to itself. I loved it. A little heavy to pick up. You know,
Jamie felt bad that there was the leaves. He's like, I could have cleaned out the leaves before it snowed, but you wanted them for decorations, and now he's got a leaf snowman.
It's okay. It's better than like. I don't know any different.
Right.
Yeah, so I finally got to make my snowdan. It's been 10 years since I've made another snowdan.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I made one 10 years ago. When I was here last time, there was not the correct snow to make a snowdan, whatever that means.
We didn't have the best, we didn't have good snow when you were here last time. We had snow, but it wasn't snow you were going to build anything
it didn't even
with.
snow as hard as it did that night when I was here last time, and we had snow that whole time.
Yep.
So I made my snowdan. He's still out there. He's kind of a torso. He's kind of a shell of himself right now.
He's our only memory of the snow because all the rest of it melted.
For those of you at home, a snowdan is pretty much just a snowman with a mohawk. It doesn't even have to have limbs or anything like that. It's just one with a mohawk. So I did that for like a half an hour, and I'm like, wow, that's tiring.
And then what did we do?
So I did that, and then we went in the house, and I don't know what we did that day. We just kind of hung out.
No, we loaded pumpkins.
That's right. Then it was time to clean up these pumpkins, and these pumpkins are all full of snow.
So our pumpkin display is like a magic show. It goes up for one night for 7 hours from 5 to midnight, and then the next day when people drive by, it's gone. So I don't know why I like that so much. Why I like the mystery of it. Like people will tell their friends, "Oh, you should have went and drove by this house," and then the next day they come drive by our house, and there's nothing out there.
And it's gone.
It's gone. So it's a one night only show. So the next day we had to take all the pumpkins that were covered in snow and haul them out to the farm.
Yes, which was kind of fun. You pull out the lights out of the back of them.
Yep.
You pick them up. You start setting them down gingerly because you're sad that you put all this effort into carving them and it's over.
Yep.
And so we load them up in the back of this trailer.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of loads. You have to take a few loads. You can't just take one load.
If we would have got the big trailer, we probably could have done it in one, but Jamie reminded me that the big trailer, the sides on it have big gaps in them, so the pumpkins wouldn't roll out the sides. So we would have had to take the hay and line the entire outside of the trailer with hay. We might have been able to do it in one, but it's also harder to get that trailer down to where we got rid of the pumpkins.
Right. So we throw the pumpkins back there, and they're all wet now. So sometimes you grab a pumpkin and it's still hard. Other times you grab a pumpkin and your hand goes right through the pumpkin, and it was like something out of Aliens or something. It was all gooey and gunky, and there was quite a bit of leftover tools left in some of the pumpkins. So you got to check inside there. So you throw the pumpkins in the back of the trailer. You drive them 20 minutes up the road to the farm, and then you got to dump them in a place where it mulches itself for the next farming season. Yeah,
it pretty much, we put them back out there. Sometimes people will take them and feed them to their pigs and stuff, but we like taking them back out there because that's pretty much what it does. It mulches and it just puts nutrients back into the ground for when we grow stuff.
I'll tell you guys, so rewarding. You got to throw stuff without getting in trouble. You were allowed to throw the stuff.
And smash pumpkins.
I felt like Gallagher. I was just smashing the pumpkins, throwing them on the ground. I did put my Pittsburgh Penguin one on the ground, though. I did set it there on the ground.
And then Jamie smashed it.
That's right. He came back behind me, and he smashed it. And it was cool.
I missed it. I was filming as you did that, and then I shut the camera off, and he had a huge pumpkin, and he chucked it, and it literally landed right on top of that. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but regardless, it was funny.
Oh, man. It was so good. So we smashed pumpkins. The pictures was pretty because there's all these smashed pumpkins on top of snow.
Yep, you got bright orange and yellow on top of snow.
Pretty view. And I get it. At first, I was just like, well, what are we going to do with these pumpkins? We're not just going to put them in a bag and throw them in the trash. No, nothing goes away. So it all goes back to earth to make next year's pumpkins.
Yeah, we need to make the ground healthy for next year.
Yeah, so my White Claw pumpkin is part of the earth now.
Right.
So that was great. I did thoroughly enjoy pumpkin smashing. Like I said, I took videos of all this stuff. So we'll have video proof.
Will you upload it?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So you guys got to see some of this stuff with your eyes, not just with listening, not with my ears. Yeah, so we did that. That was fun. And then something came up that night of crab legs.
Yeah, we had I had made the joke because that was Friday, and I think I had made the joke, and I said, well, anybody that helps get rid of the pumpkins, we got to feed everybody. Because like my biggest thing throughout Halloween is I got to feed everybody. I got to make sure I pay for food the whole 5 days. Whoever comes over
every night.
Well, I mean, most of these people are coming over and spending hours here, and some of them literally get out of work and come straight to our house. So I always feel like, as a good friend, it's my job to make sure that everybody has food. We make sure that there's stuff down here for everybody. But like Friday, I knew you guys would be working hard with getting rid of the pumpkins and stuff. And we had a conversation quite a while ago that you've never had crab legs.
I have never had crab legs. And before we get to that real quick, you guys got BLT pizza.
Oh, yes, we did.
That was good.
We got a BLT pizza and a Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Yes, so I recommend the funky, strange pizzas that aren't just sauce and marinara and cheese.
If you get a BLT pizza, I've had them other places. For the love of God, if somebody's going to put ranch on it, that's wrong. It's not ranch. You don't put ranch on a BLT.
I don't think you put ranch on anything. I've noticed now every day that I've been here, you've had some sort of slight against ranch.
I don't like ranch dressing.
I can tell. You're like, why would people do that with ranch?
I don't like ranch dressing. Yeah. That is a Midwest thing that I don't fall under.
No ranch?
No.
Even though the name of like half of your town's in there, like
right?
it's just ranch. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, everything's a ranch out here.
Yeah, BLT pizza is supposed to be bacon, lettuce, tomato, mozzarella cheese on a pizza.
It was good. It was really good.
It sounds really strange, and I've had a lot of people try it that most people are like, that just sounds gross. But it's super good.
Yeah. So I recommend you guys try that. So we talked about no crab legs. I've never had crab legs.
And that's like my favorite thing.
There's never a time where it's like, hey, gang, let's go get crab legs. It just never came up ever.
And we usually would go to the casinos and do all you can eat crab legs when it was cheaper. Now it's not so cheap. But we used to do it quite often. We would drive up to the casino just to have dinner, to have all you can eat crab legs, and play at the casino for a while. So we used to do it quite a bit, but now we only do it once in a while, like usually around like my birthday. Sometimes Jamie and I will do that for our anniversary. But it was an excuse. You'd never had it. It's my favorite thing. And you helped throw pumpkins. I don't know. Jamie and you worked hard, so I could use that as an excuse. I just wanted crab legs.
Right. I've done a lot of things with excitement.
Yes, yeah.
Things that you guys don't want to do. You're like, Dan will do that. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. Yeah. So we get these crab legs.
Yeah.
And then we cook the crab legs.
Yep.
And then it's work to eat crab legs.
It's a lot of work to eat crab legs. It is a lot
of work to eat crab legs.
But holy cow, did we eat.
We did. We ate all the crabs.
We did. So for reference, I bought 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And we pretty much ate it all between three of us.
Yeah, we did. I had crabs, and then now I don't. I got rid of them.
But what did you think of it?
I thought it was really good.
Would you eat it again?
Oh, yeah, I would totally eat it again. Yeah. I mean, I'd make sure that I ate before I got there because it takes up all your energy to get to the crab. But when you do, it's so rewarding. And when you mess up, you're in for 2 or 3 minutes of crabbing.
Yep. Of fighting with it.
So that was pretty good. I did enjoy that.
Now, but how much did you like it? Would you choose crab legs over a steak?
No.
Yeah, see, I would.
Would you?
Oh, yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Maybe if steak came in a shell and I had to like work for it, I would maybe want crab legs. But
some people do surf and turf. Usually it's shrimp and steak. But
I've
there
never
are
had surf and turf.
You've never
lobster.
had surf and turf? It's they usually do it at restaurants, and that's what it is. You'll get like steak and shrimp or steak and crab legs.
Oh, okay.
They call it surf and turf.
I'll have to try that. No, yeah. Usually I just go for the all-you-can-eat shrimp at Sizzler when I go there. So we had crab legs, another first. There's so many first things that I've done here.
Yeah.
So and then we watched The Emperor's New Groove.
We did. We watched The Emperor's New Groove because you've never seen it, and I always make the jokes from it, and they never make any sense to you. Yes. And that was, what was it? That was the next day because we were like, all right, now that we've done literally everything, it's time to just not do everything at 1,000,000 miles a second.
Right.
Although we did get up Saturday and you were awake for like 5 minutes and I'm like, I'm going to see kittens.
Yes. Yes. So I did like The Emperor's New Groove. I thought it was super insanely manic for a Disney movie, and you can't get away with some of that stuff these days.
No.
But I liked it.
Like in the beginning when he's making fun of the girls that he doesn't like.
Yes. Yeah. Can't do that. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I definitely want to watch it again just so I could memorize some lines.
And again.
But
and again.
It was really good. Yes.
That's my favorite animated Disney movie of all time. Like 101 Dalmatians is my favorite classic Disney movie. Classic animated Disney movie, but Emperor's New Groove is I could watch it over and over and over.
It's full of excitement. Does not fit into any of the Disney catalog.
Nope, not at all.
But it was good.
It's David Spade. He makes the movie. David Spade and John Goodman make that movie.
Yes.
You couldn't have put any 2 other actors in there and it would not have been as good.
No, not even Donkey and Shrek.
No, it wouldn't have made that movie as good.
They're a better pairing than those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that. So the next morning we'd get up and we'd go see kittens.
Yep. We went and saw kittens. ACAF was doing an adopt-a-thon, and I wanted to get some good photos for them to share so that hopefully all the kittens will find a home. We tried to convince you to take a kitten home with you.
I know. They were really trying to get me to take kittens home. And here's how it works, and it doesn't work this way in my town. Every time I've gone anywhere to see any of the animals, they've always been outside their cage.
Yeah.
They're just running around inside the lobby. They're just running around in there. They're well behaved, but none of them are in cages. They're all just free roaming inside the facility. And it was cute. We got to play with the kittens. They were doing kitten things. One had like crimped whiskers.
Yeah, curly whiskers and curly eyebrows.
But they were all super cute. We were there for a while.
We were there for a while. It was fun though. I got some really good pictures of them.
I thought you were going to take some home. I thought your vertical was going to change.
Yeah.
Go to the snow cats.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what Memphis would do.
No, it's just not on brand.
Yeah. Kira has met the cats at Great North Pet Supply when she's gone to her puppy training, and she's done well with them. But like Levi is a really tough cat. Levi will play with her. Like he looks angry and he will play with her. But not all cats are like that. So I'm worried like when she finds a cat that's kind of like not like that, I don't know what she would do.
Yeah, no.
No cats.
No cats. Just go visit the cats.
Yep.
Help them find good homes.
Yep.
Some of them got adopted.
Yeah, I think when we left there was 9, and I think when I saw the other day there was 5 left. So of that litter, there's 5, and then there's another 12, and then there's another 7.
Holy cow, it doesn't stop.
Yeah. So the ones that aren't ready yet, but yeah, there's another group of 12 and another group of 7 that'll be coming up for adoption soon. So we'll do another adopt-a-thon and another low-cost spay and neuter thing. And
it was cute. It was hard to say goodbye to the kittens. Yeah. I didn't want to say goodbye.
You could have taken one home.
I know. I
or
can't
2,
do that.
Or 3. I mean, you can.
I have enough mouths to feed. I don't need another one. Don't need another one. So then that night was last night, which was our final game night.
Yep. Yeah.
So everybody came over again. We played some cool board games.
Yeah, we played a lot of interesting board games last night. We played The Mind. We played Flux. You've never played Flux. Flux was a good game. Cool. We played One Night Werewolf.
Yes, I like that.
That's a fun game.
I like that one. That one was cool.
There's a version of that game. That's the one Jamie was telling you. There's a version of One Night Werewolf that you can play with up to 30 people.
Holy cow, that's too much.
Yeah.
That's going to be like a 6-hour game.
They do it in classrooms. They actually play it in classrooms.
That's too many people. We had fun doing that. We had Little Caesars pizza.
Yeah, the pizza that you told me tastes like cardboard.
It was pretty good for being local. Like
it's not local. It's a nationwide chain.
Maybe. Well, isn't it from Michigan?
It's from Detroit.
Of course, everything's from Detroit. So maybe the ingredients didn't have to travel as far. It was pretty good. I'll admit it was pretty good. I was happy.
I think Little Caesars pizza is something people either love or hate, because if you put a Little Caesars pizza next to like a Pizza Hut pizza, which I cannot stand Pizza Hut pizza, I think it's horrible. If you put the two next to each other, they're completely different. The sauce is different. The cheese is different. The cheese blend that Little Caesars uses is actually mozzarella and Munster cheese. Most pizza places use mozzarella and provolone cheese.
What's Munster cheese? Is that from the Munsters?
Yeah.
Cheese.
But that's why I think
good.
That's why I think I like it. It's different. I like it.
I thought it was just fine. The regular pizza was okay, but that deep dish pizza was really good.
Yeah.
And we had twisty breads or crazy breads or breadsticks.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was fun. So we did that. We had game night.
We lost a hockey game again.
Oh my gosh. You guys have lost like 9 out of 10 games. Every time I've been here, we watch hockey. We watch hockey a lot, but it's like 5 games.
Yeah.
And you guys lost all of them but one.
All but one.
But it was still fun to have on for the first 15 minutes before they were getting skunked. We played a little bit more Mario Kart.
Yep.
And next thing you know, it's like 2 a.m, but then we got saved from daylight savings.
Yep.
And then none of us could figure out if we lived the extra hour already at the end of the night, or if the extra hour was about to happen at the end of the hour.
Yeah, because we thought it was 1:45, and we're like, oh, in 15 minutes, the clocks will go back, and it'll be 1 o'clock again. And then I think Jamie let the dogs out, and he walks back in the bedroom, and he goes, it's 2:45. I'm like, no, how is it 2:45? And he goes, we stayed up the extra hour because the clock on the stove doesn't automatically change.
Right.
But the clock in the bedroom and on my phone, everything automatically changed.
Changes, yeah.
Yep. I'm like, oh, well, it was your last night here. Whatever.
Man, it went fast.
But then it happened again. We got up early this morning, and it was like, I think you were up for 5 minutes, and I was like, we got to go.
Yep, out the door we go. So apparently in the middle of the night, one of your guys, because everything in this town is so historic and beautiful.
Yeah.
And even your old historic buildings still look nice.
Yeah. They take care of them. They do. There's a lot of like grant programs and facade programs, so they actually like take care of the old buildings and try to keep them looking old. But yeah, one of our old buildings from, I want to say, the early 1900s, at 6 o'clock this morning, somebody had to call 911 because it was on fire.
It was totally on fire.
It must have been before 6 o'clock.
They said 2 is when it started and 6 is when the power went out.
Yeah, that must have been. 2 was when somebody heard the explosion, but we don't know if they knew there was a fire inside there yet. But that was, something happened at 2:30 in the morning, and then at 6 o'clock was when the power went out.
And this place is butted up against like a church. Like the church is right there, and that church looked old. It's one of those ones with a huge tall steeple.
Yeah, that's an old church. That's St. Bernard's Church. That's an old church.
Yeah, so there was a big fire in one of the buildings that are there.
So, which means that the fire was 2 blocks up from the deli, which they shut the power off downtown. So all of downtown is without power. And we don't have power at the deli, and we have 7 coolers that need power to keep everything cold. And even though it's cold outside, the coolers are still going to, it's just like anything else, they're going to warm up to whatever temperature it is inside the building.
Yep. So this happened in the middle of the night. The power goes off. This morning you get up and have to go over there with the generator.
My brother called me in a panic and needed extension cords, and I told him I had a generator and my parents had a generator, and he drove out to my parents to get their generator and then came over here to get mine, and we had to get a bunch of extension cords and like rush to the deli. And even and he had been at the deli for a while monitoring, making sure to see like, is the power going to come back on? Are the coolers going to continue to increase, or is it just, it was cold outside, it's only 38 degrees outside, but it was still warm in the deli. And the coolers have to say, what is it, below 45? Mm-hmm. And he said the one in the back tipped up as soon as it hit 46. He was like, nope, we got to plug everything in because we don't know when the power's coming back on.
Right, which doesn't seem from what we had seen for a while. I expected us to get there and it was pretty much put out and stuff. It was fully raging.
Because it was 11:30, almost noon, when we got there, and the fire started at 6.
Yeah, it's 11:30 or 12:30. Who knows what the time is these days? One of those two. So we get there, and the town's so small and beautiful. You just walk to the end of the corner, and you're at the end of that little like boulevard area, and that thing was just burning. So we were really close to the fire. We were watching it for a little bit.
We were very respectful, and we made sure to stay behind all the barriers, and we didn't get in anybody's way, and we didn't park close. We stayed parked at the deli and just walked down because my grandpa was a Detroit fireman, so fire is fascinating to me. But I wanted to make sure that we weren't in anybody's way. And there were people down there, but, somebody, right before we started this, somebody had posted on Facebook telling everybody, oh, you got to stay out of there and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. You and I were down there, and I think everybody that was down there was very respectful. I didn't see anybody that was trying to get really close. I didn't see any of the firemen or the police officers tell anybody to get back.
No.
Everybody was really respectful and stayed back. The biggest issue I think I saw was because the stoplight was out. People don't know how to use a stoplight when it's out.
Yeah, they don't know how to use it anywhere. But where the fire was at, there was plenty of room across the street in that parking lot just to kind of stand and watch and not be close
and not be in the way.
So that was the to-do in the town. It was smoked up the whole town. Even right now as we speak, they're battling that thing. It is not going to come back anytime soon.
I saw the news article before we started this that 2 firemen so far were injured. They said they didn't say how either of them got injured, but one of them was going to have minor surgery, but 2 of them had to go to the hospital. So I don't know. It could be people I know. I know a lot of the firemen in town. So.
And it was cold. It's dandruff snowing.
Yeah.
There's snow piled up on the sides of the road. And yet the fire was just raging on.
The building is really old, and it's a Habitat for Humanity resale store. So the building is full of resale stuff to build houses. Cabinets and desks and doors, wood, lots of wood.
Inflammable,
paint, lots of paint.
Yes.
So plus the wood, it's a brick building, but all the wood trusses on the inside and all the wood structure of the inside of the building that's over 100 years old, that's been drying for over 100 years, is just instantaneous fire.
Yeah,
so
they were moving the truck because the front wall was going to fall down. Because everything here is made of brick, guys. Like everything's like a part of like a Three Little Pigs movie. Yeah, everything's made out of brick and wood. And so that was interesting. So we were down there for a while, plugging up. All the generator stuff got saved.
Yep.
Crisis averted.
Yeah. And the fire's still going as of right now. So
here is the sad part: is there's this really super cute ice cream store.
Yeah.
I mean, with the windows and the bricks, and it looks like there's wood in there and stuff like that. They don't have power there.
Nope.
That ice cream, guys.
We should have just offered to help them take care of it.
We need to save the ice cream.
He got a generator right before we left.
And I should have got a spoon.
You should have. We could have walked down there. Do you need anything? Yeah. Do you need help getting rid of any of this?
Can I eat the mint and chip, please? Yeah, so that's what we did this morning. Got some food, came back here, and now we're podcasting. Oh, you know what I did right before that? I was in the backyard, and you remember how we talked about that nut roller? A couple weeks ago, Jamie busted out the nut roller.
Yep.
And I pretty much vacuumed your backyard.
Yeah, you did.
With this nut roller. It was so rewarding.
I told you, it feels like you're painting the ground.
Yeah, it does. And it's like one big Splatoon game. And you're like rolling up only the nuts. Only the nuts go in there. Yep. What do you do with those nuts?
Normally we'll do the same thing. We take them out to the farm and dump them out at the farm, or you can't burn them because they pop. Acorns will like pop.
Those are acorns, right?
Yeah, they're acorns.
So why do you have that on the tree?
It's an oak tree.
And oak trees make
acorns, and that's a big oak tree.
Why, if they knew that there was acorns, why wouldn't they plant a different tree? Because you have apple trees back there, but why?
Yep, we have apple trees back there. Whoever lived here, the people that built the house, put the apple trees back there. We have a maple tree back there too that we could tap and make maple syrup.
Oh my gosh, you're like that's like liquid gold.
Yeah,
you should frack the tree for for some of that sweet maple syrup.
Yeah, the tree with the yellow leaves across from the oak tree. That's a maple tree.
Oh my gosh, let's go eat some after this. Can I stick my hand in there like Winnie the Pooh and get it like honey?
It's not like that. It doesn't work like that.
Are those nuts that I was rolling up the same nuts that you see that are in a bowl with the nutcracker and people eat the insides of them?
Not a lot of people eat acorns. Acorns aren't that great. They're very bitter. Most people take acorns and they make crafts out of them. Okay. Like they'll make like wreaths and they'll make different things out of acorns. Not a lot of people eat acorns. So we could sell them. Some people will sell them by the bucket. Some people will use them to feed deer, but we're not allowed to feed deer here. Our county's not allowed because we have tuberculosis in the county, so we're not allowed to feed the deer. Because apparently tuberculosis spreads when deer eat together, so we're not allowed to feed the deer, but the deer are allowed to go out in the field and eat together. But doesn't make sense.
Oh, that math.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, we're not allowed to feed deer. But people will use them to feed deer. Some people will use them to feed like pigs and stuff. But even that, pigs don't really eat them. So we just take them out to the farm, dump them in the woods.
Just dump them out there. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was fun. It was really rewarding. They look just like the nuts you see on TV.
Yeah.
Like TV nuts.
You did also go through a simulated ship on the water.
That's right. Right. After fire time, we went over there to this place where there's this really nice museum. I keep saying it over and over, I don't know how your town makes any money. There's never more than 2 or 3 people around, but you guys have nice buildings and nice places. They're fully stocked.
Yep.
Who's buying all this stuff? I don't get it.
The NOAA building is federally funded, and donation funded. Where we went, it's called the National Marine Sanctuary. That's where we went.
It was a full-on
museum.
Full-on, like 2 stories. It was thousands of feet.
Technically, it's not a museum. Technically, it's actually considered a visitor center. It doesn't have the credentials to be called a museum because of the funding behind it and the way it is. It's actually a visitor center.
Well, that was one huge visiting center. Yeah. And, okay, you tell the story. There's lots of shipwrecks.
Yeah, so we have the largest national freshwater marine sanctuary in the world, I believe. We have more area of protected water than anywhere else, and we have hundreds of shipwrecks out in the lake where, like, when you look out and there's a lake, there's shipwrecks all over out there. So they've protected all the shipwrecks in the lake out there, so people can't dive them and take stuff from them. You have to be in whatever it is that can go down there and do that. I don't know what those people are called. I wanted to say an archaeologist, but I don't think that's what it is when it's ships.
Yeah, sure. It's a shipwrecker.
A shipwrecker? A shipwrecker. But anyway, the visitor center, the NOAA building is what everybody calls it. It kind of just shows you a lot of the information about what's out there.
Yes.
About the boats that are out there. They have a big boat that's out there that like simulates you being in a storm on the lake.
Yep,
and the boat's all crooked. Cool. And there's lightning. And there used to be fans. There used to be fans that would blow wind at you while you were on there. But those, I think they broke years ago. And then they have when you walk across and it simulates looking under the water. So you can see like a fake shipwreck under the water.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, with the zebra mussels on it and everything. And then they have, the simulated underwater diving which
was pretty much
totally for all ages.
So I'm going to go into this thing. I'm looking at it. There's a slide on there, and it looks like a McDonald's play place.
That's pretty much.
But it was completely pitch black in there, which is good because I couldn't see what was in there. It was hard as a rock. So I went sliding through there like a child. I'm still beat up from it.
Yeah.
Like a child, and I came down the slide. I'm not sure how that simulated being underwater, but
Yeah,
there was a slide, guys. So I was okay with that.
It was for the kids.
The one thing though that was really cool that I'd have to say is the room where they had all the collection of everything they dug up from the ocean floor.
Yeah, there's a huge. It's a lake, not an ocean.
Oh, my bad.
It looks like an ocean because you can't see the other side, but it really is a freshwater lake. Yeah.
Oh, oops.
We're the fresh coast, remember?
That's right. The freshest, the fresh makers. So all the cool stuff that they dig out from the ground, like broken plates and
it's all the artifacts that
yeah.
they've brought up from the ship. So like whenever they go down, they've brought things up, and they have it in a bunch of cases, and you can check out all of those things, and then they have drawers full of shipwreck artifacts.
Yeah, that part was really, really cool.
Yeah, we didn't go upstairs, and we could have went upstairs, but we didn't. They have like little models of some of the ships upstairs, and then they have like a lot. It's very informational up there, a lot of reading. It takes a while to go through there because you start reading and then you want to read everything, and it tells you how a lot of the ships sank and when they sank and what happened and the storms that had happened. So it's kind of neat. But
I kept my eyes peeled for one of those little mini boats in a bottle, and I didn't see it.
No, I don't think they have any of those there.
No, but that was interesting. You guys have a lot of cool stuff in your town for you not really talking about the town too much.
Right?
Yeah, everything looks so pretty. Somebody put soap in the water.
Somebody put soap in
the fountain.
Culligan Plaza water fountain.
Yeah, that was kind of neat.
And you got to see that.
But the town was nice.
I didn't take you to the real museum. We do have a real museum, and it is really cool.
Town is one big museum.
Yeah, that's kind of why it's fun. Like you get it and you understand all the older buildings and the historical stuff. It would have been neat to take you to Besser Museum and show you, like, they have one of the oldest buildings in Alpena is actually there at the museum that they actually picked up and moved there. But it shows you like a lot of pictures of like downtown where the deli is. There's a whole bunch of pictures, and it shows you what used to be down there and all the different fires that happened down there, and the first car that was ever built in Alpena, the Alpena Flyer. They have one at the museum, and
that was pretty cool.
Like, it's really neat. It's, it's, if you're into that kind of stuff, which I like that kind of stuff, it's neat to go through there and kind of check everything out. They have a whole room with a bunch of I don't know if they still have that on display there, but they used to have a whole room dedicated to the wildlife in the area, and it was all taxidermy mounts, but every one of them was like either like none of the animals were hunted. They were all like, this animal came into a sanctuary and died of natural causes, and then they turn it into a taxidermy mount, so you get to see this duck, or this kind of like you saw the swan
right
at the thing. So it's kind of neat because they have a bear, they have a fox. The fox that they had was a fox that I don't remember what happened to it, if it had gotten hit by a car or what had happened to it. But it ended up at a sanctuary and it ended up passing away. And then they donated the fox and had it taxidermied. And he's gorgeous. But they have all these on display at the museum, so you can see what the animals in the area look like. I don't know if they still have that display up. I'd assume they do. I haven't been there in a while. But it's really neat because it just kind of gives you, like a look into what's out here.
We saw ducks. We saw real ducks.
We did. We saw real ducks. And two geese.
And 2 geese, yes.
Respect the Canadian goose.
Yep. And your town's going to get so flooded. The dam was already open, and those water levels were higher already.
Yeah. It's November, and we're not used to having this much water. By the time... Now you got to remember, the snow, we're going to get all the snow, and then it's all going to melt at one time. Mm-hmm. And it's going to flood.
It's going to flood.
Yeah. We're not going to get away from it.
So, that is it. Now it's now.
And you gotta get ready to go to the airport.
We gotta drive 2.5 hours across the mitten.
Yep.
To get to an airplane.
Through
so I
the
can
snow
take
belt.
another airplane. Through the snow belt, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy adventure. It's been fun. I've had a lot of fun. I don't really want to go back to California since it's all on fire. And it's just not as charming as here.
As I say, do you get it now? Do you understand now?
I do. And I think I was telling Eric... I think I was telling all you guys, I don't think I could convince you guys to move to I would not want you to move to California after being here. There's nothing that happens out there that isn't better out here.
Right.
Just no lines and no people, and like everything's so relaxed. There's no traffic.
I mean, there's downfalls to living up here. Like there's certain times where we need something and I've got to drive 4 hours to get it, or wait 3 days for it to show up in the mail. We have a lot of stuff here closes really early. So at 9 o'clock at night, if you think you want something, well, that's too bad because it's closed. We live at a very a slower pace.
There was never anything to rush.
Yeah.
Nothing's a rush at all.
Even when we're in a rush, we're not really in a rush. You know, like my brother called me this morning and needed all that stuff. It wasn't like I dropped everything and went. It still took me 40 minutes to get up there. You know, it's not like you just drop everything and go. I mean, we kind of did, but we just live at a very slower. I don't know. Everybody's nice. Everybody waves at everybody. Everybody knows everybody.
It's not stressful. At one time, we were going up the trail to meet your brother, and there was a police officer on the side of that trail. And you pull up to him, we roll down the window, and you start talking to him. I swear you knew him. I'm like, oh, you know that guy.
Yeah, I didn't know him.
Nope. But just the way, and he wasn't like mean, or he didn't ask what we were doing. He didn't ask for license and registration.
I didn't even have my seatbelt on because we were on a trail.
Chill. He's just like, oh, hey, watch out. If you go back there's a tree down on one of the roads, so you're going to have to go the other way.
And then, you even said that. You're like, put your seatbelt on. I'm like, I'm on a trail. I don't have to have my seatbelt on now. It hurts when you bounce down a trail and have a seatbelt on.
I just figured that you knew the guy.
Yeah, I didn't know him.
So everything's chill. I like it.
They don't have any reason to assume that we're doing anything wrong because we're not doing anything wrong. We're allowed to be where we are.
Yeah, I like that. Nobody suspects things. It's not like everything's up to everything. And I do. Every time I did not want to walk away from the shopping cart. I did not want to not have the doors locked and everybody's like, who locked the door?
And yeah, a lot of people up here do lock their doors. I never lock my car. Like I go into Meijer half the time. I don't lock my car. I just go into the store. It's just I'm never in there very long. If you want to, I don't know why, and maybe it is living up here, but I've always had that attitude of if you really need to take it, then you probably need it worse than I do.
Sure.
You know,
just
like,
don't break the things trying to steal the things.
Exactly. Just take it, whatever. You know, it sucks. Karma will get you in the end, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I've been here for a long time. Are you ready for me to go back?
No, it's been fun.
It has been fun.
It's been fun. And I don't know. We'll have to convince Crystal to move out here.
Ooh, that might be a tall order. Although there were some things that I knew that she would like out here, like the lack
Crystal,
of people.
are you listening? You could be the foster mom for all the kittens.
Oh my gosh, you could work there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no line at the store. It doesn't matter when you go to the store. There's no lines ever.
Yep.
Nobody cares.
Yep.
You're just left alone. Everybody says hi or whatever, but nobody cares.
Nobody. Even like you said, when you had your mohawk up, nobody cared.
No.
We're not judgmental, I guess you could say. I think a lot of people assume that people from the Midwest, not all people from the Midwest, but I think a lot of people assume that people that like live in the middle of nowhere are like judgmental but we're not. Like, I think living up here, we see people of all types. There are people that get offended by everything. We just don't, not that we don't care, but we just don't, it is what it is. That's your life. This is my life. I'm going to live mine. You live yours.
Yep.
You do what makes you happy. I'll do what makes me happy. And that's okay. Like, nobody's ever fighting about it. Nobody's ever angry about it. We don't see that tension in the world, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And everybody I met was a pleasure to meet.
Yeah.
They were all super nice.
Yep.
It was really good. So now I'll get back on a plane. I'll travel all night long. Tomorrow morning I'll wake up from this dream.
Yeah.
In California that's burning down.
No.
It's all right. It'll be good to get back and get stuff rolling. We'll call it a vacation. I've pretty much been on vacation for the last like almost month of Vid Summit. Well, we worked at Vid Summit, but like I've been gone for like almost a month. Yeah. There was Vid Summit for that week. There was Disneyland. 3 days later, I'm on a plane and I'm out here for like
surprise.
A long day. Right. I'm out here for a long time, so it'll be interesting trying to get used to a routine again. Yeah. Yeah.
A whole new routine.
I'll miss not being able to get up and like run out the door in 5 minutes to go do something fun.
You can still do that. You don't have to only do that because you're here.
I know, but it was fun to run around with. It was fun to run around with you.
Right,
we had lots of fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, time for us to get in the car, drive all the way across, and get me to the airport. Yeah. So on that note, that'll do it for this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram at CC Mouse Podcast. Leave us a message on SpeakPipe. This will be your last week you guys can leave messages on SpeakPipe. Yep. I will answer on the podcast. We will answer every SpeakPipe message that you guys leave. So 4 or 5 people leave SpeakPipe, so we will answer them all next week. And then we will have some news and updates of other ways that you'll be able to get a hold of us for questions on the podcast and other stuff related to the show. Yeah, big news week next week. So
it's going to be exciting next week.
Don't miss what we have in store for you. There's reasons.
See, you did come out here and work. They just won't know about it till next week.
Yeah. Yeah, so things and stuff happened. Also, check us out on our YouTube page at CC Mouse Podcast. I heard rumor that our merch is outselling David Dilrick's merch right now. I don't know if that's true or not. I only heard his name in merch, so I automatically thought they were comparing it to our merch. But I heard we're outselling him in merch right now. So if you guys want some of that merch, hit us up at ccmouspodcast.shop. You okay over there? Oh, and as always, we love you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. Bye.
Bye. Hey, we did another thing in real life.
Oh my gosh, we could cheers our microphones.